So the worst day of my life would probably have to be about 10 years ago. I was 8. It was in the summer. Me and my family went to the fair, and we were there basically all day. And in the evening, we were all hungry, so we're like, you know what? We're gonna go and get Hawaiian barbecue. And so we go, and it's like a really big group of us because I have a really big family. And so we go, we get the Hawaiian barbecue, and we're like, we're gonna go eat it at our uncle's. We go to my uncle's, and he has like this really big table. Like, I'm not kidding, it's like from there to like that table. Like, it's really long, so all of us fit there. And so I was the youngest at the time of like our group, so I ended up being the unlucky one, and I had to sit against the wall on the table, so it's like a really tight space. So I sat there, and on each side of me were my cousins. And so we're eating, and as we're eating, I started to choke. And at first, I'm just coughing, you know, like, oh, I'm just gonna cough, it'll go away. And then as it gets worse and it doesn't come out, whatever's stuck in my throat, I decide that, you know, I'm gonna drink water. I start chugging like a lot of water because of the fact that, like, you know, it's not coming out. And so then a few seconds pass, which feels like forever, and it doesn't come out. And so I'm like, you know what, like, I have to tell my cousin, like, hit my back, because like it's not working. He's hitting my back and nothing works. So then he has to get out, and it takes us, like, I'm not even kidding, like a minute to get out from like the really long table because I was in the middle of it. I get out, and the first person to react was my grandma. And she grabs me, she does like the Heimlich, but she's doing it super wrong, so she's basically just taking the air out of me. So she just keeps doing that, and my mom reacts, and she's like, give her to me, like, I know what I'm doing, like, I know what I'm supposed to do. Because my mom is CPR certified and she knows how to do the Heimlich, but my grandma was like being selfish and she wouldn't budge. So she was just holding me and just kept doing it, and I was just losing air like more and more. So then my mom gets frustrated, she leaves. Like, she thought, like, you know, like, I'm gonna lose my daughter, like my only daughter, and I don't want to see that happen. So she leaves, and then like it changed. So I went from just being like feeling everything happening to me to like being like out of like body experience, and like I was watching everything happen to me. So I like would look around, and I would see like my family members like in shock, like just watching me from the table. And I remember seeing my brother leave and run outside crying because he didn't want to see what happened. And like I looked back, and I was looking at myself, and I was like, damn, like that's bad, because I was blue, I was drooling, like I was basically, my eyes were rolled in the back of my head. I was like gone. And so, but I remember like, how come like I'm seeing this but I'm not feeling anything? And then I remember like I was drooling and everything, and my grandma was just like hitting me on the back, like literally like punching my back. And then she started shaking me, and like my aunt got desperate, and she was like, that's it, like you're not doing anything, you're not helping her. So she grabbed me, and then she like put my head back, and she like opened my mouth as wide as my mouth could go, and she like gets her hand and puts it like in like a claw type of thing, and like she shoves her hand like all the way into my throat, like as like her whole hand was in my mouth. She pulls and like she yanks out, and the thing that what she pulled out was like 2 pieces of chicken with like a string of fat like attaching them too, so that's what I was choking on. And so then I remember like I went from watching it happen to like being back into my body, and like I just remember taking like this deep breath of like cold air, and the first thing I did was throw up. And I threw up, and like there was blood, and I was like, out of anything that could happen, I was like, why am I bleeding? I was like, there's blood on the floor, why am I bleeding? And my whole family was like, you were worrying about like bleeding, but like you almost died. And I was like, there's blood on the floor, like I don't know why I'm bleeding. Later on I realized it was because my aunt had cut me a little bit when she pulled out that piece of chicken. And I remember going to my mom, like, Mom, I'm right here, I'm fine. And when she saw me, she thought she saw a ghost. So she was like, oh my goodness. So she hugs me and holds me, and like she goes from like super tense and shaky to like super calm. And I remember like she was just saying like, you're never gonna eat that again, like I'm never gonna let you eat it, like I'm always gonna watch what you eat. And like she literally meant it, because now like 10 years later, like I'm 18 now, this happened when I was 8. Like she'll still, every time I say, oh, I'm gonna go eat like Hawaiian barbecue with my friend, she's like, make sure you chew your food properly. Actually, don't even go there, like go to a different place, because like she doesn't like when I eat it. So I mean, even then, like I still get scared sometimes. She like see it, and I'm like, damn, like I gotta chew my food properly. And so yeah, that's my stuff.